First thing I want to kind of ask you is filmmaking. Why'd you get into it? And then if you want to just tell us a little bit about how your company was kind of created and how this kind of came about, Chair on Stair Films, and where you guys are at right now.
To make a long story short, it started with a video project that my brother did back in high school, all the way back in 2001. And I came across it on his old VHS tape, and it was an old project that he did for his media class where they would pretend to go to the movie theater and see the top movies of today. But it really wasn't that. It was like a lot of the older films that they really enjoyed, like Indiana Jones, Last Crusade, stuff like that, and Days of Thunder with Tom Cruise. And they would pretend to show a clip of the movie and then review it, but it was really just them acting the movie scene out in a comedic way. And I just kind of fell in love with that, showed it to my friends, and they also thought it was hilarious. And we ended up just grabbing one of those old JVC cameras that filmed on VHS and just kind of took our own crack at it and made our own skits and everything. And we showed them around to a lot of people. They thought them were funny. They thought that we did a great job trying to mimic other movies and scenes and stuff like that. And it kind of grew from there throughout high school. And I started to take it a little bit more seriously because people were saying, you do this as a career. You could make this your career once you're in college and beyond. And I'm like, awesome. So I got involved in screenwriting competitions with Milwaukee International Film Festival, now Milwaukee Film. And my first screenplay that I wrote ended up making like the top 50 in the competition out of 100. And it just kind of took a whole nother step like, wow, I could actually do something and be one of these people who make movies and just be involved in the community. And it just kind of became a thing throughout college, and I became a filmmaker at that point. And Chair on Stair Films was what my brother did. Like, his production name was Chair on Stair Films, and it just kind of came out of nowhere where they're like, we need to think of a production name. So they actually saw like a yellow chair sitting on a set of stairs, and they're like, that's kind of unique. Let's use that. So, and for whatever reason, when I was a kid, I thought that was such a unique name, and I fell in love with it. And once I got in high school, I was still using that name, but I gave it meaning, because before it really didn't have like a huge meaning. And I loved it because it does have meaning. It means pretty much that you can get simple ideas from the most oddest of places and turn them into huge ideas. And sometimes those huge ideas don't have to be so complicated. And you got to think of ideas from the most unusual places, because you want to make your stuff different than everybody else's.
For sure.
So, and I just love that. And it was Chair on Stair Productions, but I changed it to Chair on Stair Films. And here we are 20 years later, still using that name.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.